Prime Minister Yingluck will meet with Myanmar's pro-democracy leader Aung San Suu Kyi in Yangon this afternoon, following the Greater Mekong Sub-Region or GMS summit in Myanmar's capital city of Naypyidaw. Yingluck will exchange views on political and other issues with Suu Kyi at around 5:30 p.m. on Tuesday, according to a government house source. Suu Kyi recently met U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, who was the first senior U.S. official to visit Myanmar in many decades as the country opens up to the rest of the world. According to Government House, Yingluck will join other regional leaders at the GMS summit today to discuss cross-border cooperation in the area of energy. The GMS groups include Thailand, Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, and China. On the bilateral cooperation between Thailand and Myanmar, Yingluck is expected to discuss the Tavoy deep-sea port and other projects with the neighboring country, while Ban Phot Kawkieticharan, president of the Tak Chamber of Commerce, said Yingluck should also negotiate with Myanmar to build the second Thai-Myanmar bridge in the Thai province of Tak. Myanmar has already reopened its border with Thailand at the Masot Mewadi checkpoint to promote border trade and investment. Thai Foreign Affairs spokesman Thani Thongpakdi said it would be the first meeting of a Thai leader with Suu Kyi, leader of the opposition National League for Democracy or NLD, who has been detained for most of the past 2 decades. She was released from her latest stint under house arrest in Yangon a few days after a controversial election in November last year, and has said she will take part in by-elections expected in early 2012. Since coming to power in March, after nearly 5 decades of outright military rule, Myanmar's nominally civilian government has surprised critics with a series of reformist moves.
Chinese Vice President Xi Jinping will seek closer bilateral relations with Thailand during his visit to the kingdom between December 22nd to 24th. Xi's visits come at a time of growing geopolitical tensions in the Asia-Pacific as the United States has emphasized its military strategy in this region. Thitithima Chaisang, a government spokeswoman, said Thailand and China will sign an initial agreement to cooperate in developing a high-speed rail network and a water management system in Thailand. The agreement will be signed on December the 22nd. Thailand and China will cooperate in the development of a high-speed rail line between Bangkok and Chiang Mai province, which will link to other rail networks in Laos and neighboring countries. The rail project is part of the ASEAN's cross-border high-speed railway network participated by China, Thailand, Laos, and Vietnam. The Thailand and China will also cooperate in the development of a water management system to promote sustainable agriculture and prevent flooding and drought, Thitithima said. In October, China sent a team of experts to advise the Flood Relief Operation Command during the flooding of Bangkok. Moreover, Thailand plans to sign a bilateral currency swap agreement worth 7 billion yuan with China's central bank to help facilitate international trade between the two countries. The agreement will help Thai business to directly exchange yuan currency with the baht when necessary, and they do not need to do it via the dollar. Bank of Thailand Governor Prasan Trairatwarakul said this will help promote the use of yuan for international trade. Moreover, the Thai Central Bank has received an approval to invest in the interbank bond market in China.
Kim Jong-il's death and the risk of instability in North Korea may weigh on business and consumer confidence in South Korea, just as the central bank warns of threats to growth and exports falter. Finance Minister Bak Jae-won yesterday pledged preemptive action if needed to support the financial markets and the economy as the won and stocks fell. The central bank will closely monitor developments and stabilize markets if needed, Governor Kim Chung-soo said. Moves toward Kim Jong-un's succession after his father's 17 years of rules are a distraction for South Korean officials, steering their nation through an export slowdown triggered by Europe's debt crisis. The government is forecasting that shipments will grow in 2012 at less than half of this year's pace, and the central bank said December 8 that downside risks for the economy are dominant. North Korea's transition may hurt confidence in the short term, said Kwon Young-sun, an economist at Nomura Holdings, Inc. He added that the government will do whatever it takes to boost sentiment if necessary. South Korea's stocks dropped the most in 5 weeks yesterday, with Samsung Electronics Company sliding 3.6% after Kim's death sparked concern there could be a power struggle in the nation, still technically at war with the South. The Kospi index of stocks slumped 3.4%, while the won sank to more than a 2-month low. The top 10 blue chips, including Samsung Electronics, Hyundai Motor Company, Hyundai Mobis Company, Kia Motors Corp, LG Chem, and Hyundai Heavy Industries Company, lost between 1 to 4%. Samsung Electronics fell 3.64% to 1,007,000 won a share, and Hyundai Heavy lost 3.02% to 257,000 won. South Korea's exports, equivalent to half of the economy, may increase 7.4% next year, down from a 19.2% gain this year, according to the Finance Ministry. At home, sales at major department stores fell last month for the first time since February 2009, government data show. North Korea's state media yesterday called for citizens to loyally follow Kim Jong-un, who is at the forefront of the revolution. Royal Bank of Scotland Group plc said Kim's death has increased the chance of the regime collapsing through a coup or a failed attempt to reform the political and economic system. Despite the abrupt slump, all 3 major credit rating agencies, Moody's Investor Service, Fitch Ratings, and Standard & Poor's, said Kim's death will not affect the credit rating of Asia's 4th largest economy.